If you are growing roses and not these companion plants with them, you're really missing out. I highly recommend growing these plants with your roses because not only will they enhance the appeal of your garden, but they also reduce pests that results in having healthier roses overall. The first plant is lavender. Lavender and roses are a classic combination. And if you saw my spring garden video from last spring, you would have seen that I had planted lavenders right next to my roses. Oh, how beautiful they looked last spring. They thrive in similar conditions and love warm weather with full sun and well-drained soils. It grows best in USDA zones 5 to 9. If you don't know what zone you live in, you can actually enter it into the website that is on the screen and in the description down below that will calculate your zone for you and help you plant the right plants for your garden. I live in zone 10A. My soil is quite heavy with clay and somehow it was not as well-drained soil as the lavender needed. Over the course of 2 years, I lost about 8 to 9 plants. So I decided to give the space a redo and put raised beds in them. And now I'm going to put the lavenders in the raised beds so that they will have a much well-drained soil. The second flower that you can grow, which is one of my absolute favorite flowers and brings so many beautiful memories from childhood, is marigold. My mom grew so many marigolds in her garden and it is one of the easiest flowers to grow in your garden. It also has so many benefits and is truly one of the best companion plants for the roses. If you're not just growing roses and also have a vegetable garden, make sure you plant some marigolds next to your vegetable because they will keep the pests off the vegetables and will attract beneficial insects like bees and other pollinators in your garden. They deter hornworms and also prevent root knot nematodes from taking over the vegetables in your garden. They also grow in a huge range of zones and can grow anywhere from zone 2 to zone 11 and are super easy to care for. If you don't plant any other companion plant this year, please plant some marigolds into your garden. The next one is Shasta daisy. They are a commonly seen plant in the garden with its beautiful white petals and yellow centers. They are hardy in USDA zones 5 through 9 and they enjoy full sun and well-drained soil. They don't like extreme temperatures, either hot or cold, but once established, they are drought tolerant and can require very little water. The next plant is scented leaf geranium. They are part of the Pelargonium genus and have leaves that emit a fragrance when touched or lightly bruised. They love full sun but can tolerate part shade. I'm growing my own geranium in part shade. Although this geranium gets really beautiful flowers, I feel like it will flower a lot more if it is in the sun. But even the leaves are beautiful and green and it still makes the plant look really pretty. So if you're growing one of your roses in part shade and want to grow a geranium with it, it will grow pretty well with it. Scented geraniums are drought tolerant and don't like sitting in wet soil. I don't water my geranium for at least 2 weeks. Although it's in a pretty large pot, I was watering it at least once a week before and it wasn't doing so well. As soon as I stopped watering it too frequently, it started growing really well. They're also hardy in zones 10 to 11, but can be grown as an annual everywhere else. These next set of companion plants perform a little bit of a double duty. And not only will they be perfect companion plants to the roses in your garden, but you can also use them as delicious herbs in your cooking. The first one is alliums. This plant is part of the allium family and can be a great companion plant for your roses. It has a strong, pungent smell that can ward off aphids and other insects. It is also said to prevent black spots on roses. So if you're having issues with black spots on roses, maybe you should plant some alliums next to your roses. Two commonly grown companion plants for roses are chives and garlic. These are easy to care for, require full sun and a well-drained soil. Alliums thrive in USDA zones 4 to 10. Sage is another amazing herb that can look gorgeous with its purple blooms right next to the roses. It can also prevent aphids and beetles from attacking your roses. But it also provides a little bit of double duty because while it is detracting all the pests, it is attracting these beautiful pollinators like bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. The next plant is parsley, which I know it is an unusual pairing for sure with roses. But don't underestimate this fantastic herb. Yes, it can make a very delicious chimichurri, but it can also deter harmful pests like aphids and beetles from your roses. I also recently read that if planted with roses, it enhances the fragrance of the rose. You know how I'm with fragrances of roses. I don't think I paid any attention to this before, even though they were planted right next to my roses. So I think I'm gonna experiment with this and observe it a little bit more this year, and I'll let you know what I find. Parsley also grows in a wide variety of climates, right from USDA zone 2 to 11, and isn't affected by humidity. Parsley enjoys a moist, well-drained soil. I hope this video helps you plant new companion plants with your beautiful roses. And if you're looking for suggestions to plant new roses in your garden, check out this video because I'm giving you my favorite recommendations for roses for 2022. Thank you everyone, and have an amazing, amazing day. Bye-bye.